Alright, so tomorrow, November 9th, we've got our first massive hotfix for Fortnite Season OG. Now this is both good and bad. It's good because obviously the map's going to change, we're going to have a new loot pool, and it's going to be Season 6 all over again. It's bad though because this potentially is the last time we're ever going to see the Season 5 map. Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll bring all this back one day, but for now this could be it for Season 5, the map, and its loot pool. So what can we expect for tomorrow's hotfix? First of all, it's on a Thursday, obviously. Everyone was anticipating something yesterday, which was Tuesday. They specifically changed the update and hotfix days until Thursday. So Thursday, November 9th, that's when we're going to get the hotfix. It's Season 6, Darkness Rises in Loot Lake. So luckily, in the official blog, they literally outlined most, if not everything, that's going to happen. So let's talk about the loot pool first. So the mini description they gave is this. Darkness rises again in Loot Lake. During the version 27 November 9th hotfix, give opponents frights with weapons that were in Season 6. Also have delights with the Quad Crasher, mounted turret, and more. So this is the first image they show us. It says take up weapons that were in the loot pool in Season 6, including the double barrel shotgun, the Clinger, and the 6-shooter. Now of these three weapons, my favorite is the double barrel shotgun. I always ran that. Of course, it only really works in close quarters. If you're even the slightest bit away from close quarters, it's going to do barely any damage at all. And it quite literally, as the name implies, shoots 2 shells in a row. It's really, really powerful up close, horrible at medium to long range. Clinger, of course, one of the best throwable items in the game. I love it. You can stick it to people, they'll explode. You stick it on your teammate, they can run in and explode and hurt the enemies as well. And then we got the 6-shooter. I hate the 6-shooter. But some people like it, I guess. Remember with this weapon, when you aim down sights, it's going to shoot very slow. When you hip fire it, it's just like the Wild West. You'll shoot 6 consecutive rounds really, really fast. Moving on to some defensive items, it says build defense. Attach a chiller trap to your porta-fortress, then top it off with mounted turrets. Unfortunately, though, it says the chiller trap and mounted turret won't be in zero build, just like traps weren't in zero build this season. So the chiller trap, yeah, okay, it's kind of fun to use, but I mean, what's that really going to do to your enemy? It makes them have crazy feet and slip and slide everywhere, but they can still aim and thus shoot at you. Porta Fortress, though, wow, one of the best items in the game. We had porta bunkers, porta forts, but this is the ultimate one. The Porta Fortress is ginormous. And like I said, that's a great way to buff the Porta Fortress even more by putting the mounted turret or the chiller trap all over it. So the mounted turret, really, really strong, but the drawback is you have to literally sit in the seat, take control of the turret, and you're a sitting duck if someone's looking at you, in particular a sniper. And then for mobility, we've got the Quad Crasher and the Drift Board. Now of note, the Drift Board actually came out in Season 7. So they're not 100% authentic to the Season 6 loot pool. I'm not sure why they decided to bring it early, but hey, we're going to get the Drift Board and the Quad Crasher. Everyone loves the Quad Crasher. People on PC can do some insane movements with these things. I was terrible at driving it, but maybe they'll make it a little easier. We'll see. But the Drift Board, I was never a fan of that. I was terrible on it, but watching some of the skilled players use it, it looks great. So those are some of the things we can anticipate. Now, the data miner Wenzo tweeted this out. They said, the following items will be unvaulted tomorrow for the Season 6 hotfix. So Quad Crashers we knew, Drift Boards we knew, double barrel shotgun we knew, the heavy assault rifle. Okay, I like that one, but not a lot of people really did. The 6-shooter we talked about, the Clinger, yes. Porta Fortress, yes. Then he says shockwave grenades, so that's sweet. Those are way better than impulses. Then he says dynamite, those are hit or miss. They do a lot of damage, but you can also blow yourself up easily. You gotta prep them. The longer you hold it, the quicker the fuse is gonna go, so you gotta be careful. But again, if you just throw it without prepping it, it's gonna take a long time to blow up and thus probably not hit anyone. Then chiller and the mounted turret. Now what nobody's talking about is what's gonna be vaulted. So it didn't mention it in the blog. None of the data miners tweeted out about it. What the heck are we losing here? So the only way for me to find this out is to go back to the original Season 6 patch notes. So let's go take a look. So according to the Fortnite Wikipedia, what got vaulted in Season 6 were the following. Impulse grenades, that makes sense if shockwaves are coming out. The suppressed SMG, that is currently on the map right now. The LMG, again, currently on the map. The bouncer, I don't know about that because they're not in zero build. Someone will have to let me know if those are currently in builds or not. And then the remote explosive. So it doesn't sound like too many things are being vaulted. Now, later on in this season, the semi-auto sniper rifle got vaulted. the guided missile got vaulted, and the dual pistols also got vaulted. So of those, only the semi-auto sniper is in the game currently. So like I said, this is the last time we're going to see the Season 5 version of the map. Now, in particular, it's mainly Loot Lake that's going to have the most significant change. So right now, the little house is located dead center in Loot Lake. And in addition, if you've traversed through here, you'll remember how painful it is. You can't sprint. It's like you're running through mud. It's terrible. I can't tell you how many times I've got caught running through Loot Lake and getting smoked by people outside of Loot Lake just because I couldn't move very well. But the main change in the update tomorrow is that this house is going to uproot via Kevin the Cube and start floating around. So this is your last opportunity to traverse through Loot Lake before the entire house and middle section goes airborne. But look at this, I'm sprinting and I can't really sprint. If you've never made it through here, don't do it. It's terrible. You can hop, but this is as fast as you can go. I am literally holding the sprint button and it's like I'm walking. So you're a sitting duck out here. Now remember, back in the day, Kevin the Cube fell into Loot Lake and turned it into a ginormous hopping area because it was all pink with the cube effect. So a lot of people were hoping we would get that build up to the huge Season 6 hotfix, but no. There's no sign of Kevin the Cube anywhere. This is the last day, so he would be here right now. And then there's no sign of the water turning pink and purple so we can hop around. There's nothing. No build up whatsoever. We're just going to log in tomorrow, and this is going to be floating in the sky. Now, also on Season 6 were these huge corrupted zones with the Shadow Stones, but I don't know if that's going to happen. And in addition, the floating loot island used to move. So obviously it starts at Loot Lake and then it traverses the entire map, but again, I don't know if that's going to happen either. It could just be stuck right here floating in the middle. So there's a lot of question marks as to what to expect for the map tomorrow, but it doesn't look like there's going to be any build up to it whatsoever, which is kind of disappointing. So get your last traversals through this terribly slow Loot Lake before it changes significantly tomorrow. And just remember, we've got one full week on the Season 6 map, and then on the 16th of this month, November, we will get the next update, which is Season 7 and 8. That'll bring plains, that'll bring the snow biome. That's going to be my favorite one of all time. So there you go, that's what you can expect tomorrow. Lots of changes to the loot pool, lots of new mobility items, and of course, a brand new floating island at Loot Lake. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like is always appreciated. And don't forget to use my Support-A-Creator Code, which is tabortime.